Good morning, ladies. Yes, it's a great day. Let's get right into our subject matter today. This is another talk about COVID-19 that's happening in our society right now. Actually, not just our society, that's happening in our world. So I want to come to you today and talk about a couple of things that has happened this week, and I thought it would be a great time to share it with you guys. I say guys, but you know I mean ladies, you lovely ladies. This is QueenDreamz. What I do is I work with women to live life by design and not default. And so what that looks like is I coach women, some women that need more in-depth assistance. We go right into counseling because I am a licensed professional counselor. But most of what I do is I strive to motivate, encourage, and inspire women to simply live life by design and not default. So if that's something that you're interested in, feel free to reach out to me at one of the contact points. I'd love to hear from you. And again, I'm here to help you. If you struggle with what your purpose is, if you struggle with what this relationship should look like, if you struggle with which ministry endeavor I should go into, if you struggle with which job I need, if you struggle with career choices, and if you struggle with more in-depth issues that require counseling, I'd be happy to pair alongside and journey with you from here to there. So what I'm talking about today is, of course, it's COVID-19. This is where we are in today's world. We have an unfortunate epidemic, as they refer to a pandemic, walking from human to human, creating devastation, creating havoc, creating exacerbating medical symptoms that really tend to, unfortunately, have the ability to take a person's life. So as we have been in this pandemic era, we have been required, depending on where you live, whether it be in your local community, whether it's your city, your county areas, some counties, some cities, some state municipalities, and even the federal government has mandated stay home, stay safe. Well, we're coming up to the end of that, and I have to ask you a couple of questions. Have you used the time to stay home, stay safe, but more importantly, have you had the chance to really reflect on a couple of things? I'm going to give you some things to kind of think about as we wind down to the required stay home, stay safe, but maybe some things you could take with you through this time. I got a message from someone earlier in my week, and I thought it would be good to share with you. It says, make sure you test positive for faith, keep distance from doubt, and isolate from fear. Trust God through it all. Now, I thought this was very fitted for the occasion. One, if we are going to test positive for anything, we definitely need to test positive for having in-depth faith. You needed faith throughout this time to understand that you didn't create this situation. All of the anxiety that has increased within the last 30 to 45 days, you didn't create the situation. You've been put in a situation where, well, we all have for that matter, and this is probably one of the times that we all look just alike. And what do I mean by that? We all look just alike. We were all required to be still and trust God through this situation. We were all required to have some sense of faith. You know, we could not control anything during this time. If your job laid you off, that was not something that you could control. If you were furloughed, that wasn't something you could control. If you were essentially terminated or your business closed up, it wasn't something you could control. We did not see this situation coming. And then it goes on to say, keep distance from doubt. It's so much that you can doubt. In fact, anxiety is predicated upon the fact that you are excessively worrying, you have excessive fear, and included in that is definitely some doubt and uncertainty. And then it says, and isolate from fear. So again, I would definitely co-sign the statement of keep distance from doubt and isolate from fear. Fear is probably the most potent ingredient of anxiety. You can't see what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. You're uncertain of what's going to happen. You think something awful might happen to you. You have a hard time sitting down and relaxing. You have a hard time sleeping at night. Your appetite may be wishy-washy, as we would say, or it may be fluctuating. But I would encourage you, like this message says, keep distance from doubt and isolate yourself from fear. In fact, I tell you to double up or triple up or quadruple up on your faith. That means surrounding yourself with other faith-filled individuals, surrounding yourself with portals that will feed your faith and starve your fear. You want to grow your faith at this time. You definitely do. And also it says to trust God through it all. Now, we're being told to social distance, practice social distancing. You have to trust God in this situation. Now, I typically speak, I'm a faith-filled believer, and I am a woman of substance, so I do share biblical principles sometimes, and I do share my faith, my love for God, and my faith and my belief. So if this is foreign to you, thank you for listening, but you will definitely hear me speak about God and his goodness and the grace of God in our lives that he has shown us. Although we have to practice social distancing, in this time, I'm going to leave you with this. I would encourage you in this time to think about a couple of things before we go. Since you've had a time of social distancing, it makes you have to isolate sometimes and be in a place where you do have to reflect. Reflection is good for the soul. It really is. It gives you a minute to get in touch with yourself. Check yourself. Have a self session. Have a selfie session. You know how we take selfies? Well, in the clinical world, we call these appointment sessions. But I would like to encourage you to take a selfie session. That means sit down and reflect on a couple of things. Now, ladies, these questions are very simple, but I like for you to think about it. And if you have some answers that you need to, if you struggle with the responses, please reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. Question number 1. Where am I? As in, where am I at in my life? Where am I at in my life? Question number 2. Where do I want to be? Those are very, very simple questions, but they may require you to sit down and reflect on, you're right, where are you? Where are you in your life? Where do you want to be in your life? If where you are and where you want to be seem to be so distant, and you seem to be able to not be able to touch the two or have any type of recollection or any type of direction or any type of drive to reach where you want to be, we definitely should talk. We definitely should talk. In the meantime, as you're reflecting on those 2 questions, I also want you to reflect on a couple of other things. These are some really, really good things to think about. In the midst of thinking about where you are and where you want to be, look at yourself, look at your situation, and look at your circle. Look at yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. What do you see? Look at yourself in terms of your habits. What do you see? Look at your situation. What situation are you in right now that you definitely do not want to be a part of any longer? That could be your job. That could be your, unfortunately, sometimes people are reflecting over their relationships at this time. And also look at your circle. Look at the circle of people that you spend your time with. Are these people here to build you up? Are these people here to make deposits in your life? Are these people here to multiply you? Or are these people here to add to your life? If they're not adding and multiplying, building you up, depositing, exit stage left. This is a great time to look at yourself, look at your situation, look at your circle, and ask 2 important questions while we quarantine and we practice social distancing. Where am I and where do I want to be? It's always a pleasure to come before you. I'd never come to you from a place I have not been to. So that's why it is a distinct honor to be able to help you Live life by design and not default. This is QueenDreamz. Stay safe and be blessed.